Okay, so I'm back now. Where was I? Bert still being sneaky as ever. Who is he hiding from? What unseen presence is he sneaking away from? Actually, the Grim Reaper's right here. It could be him. Maybe he was meant to die as a child and somehow cheated death, and he's come back for him, Final Destination style. So Bert just has to kind of sneak out of the house whenever he senses death is around. Death like steak. And Bruce thinks that would make a good sandwich. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Death knows his stuff. For a guy without a stomach, he sure knows how to eat. I presume he has no stomach. He's a skeleton, you know. He doesn't have muscles to hold it in, or to perform peristalsis on his digestive tract to force food down into it. Peristalsis, that's your word for today. It's when the muscles in your neck expand and contract to force food down into your stomach. Oh no, is Lydell in the pool now? There are now 4 ghosts trapped in the pool. It's actually very effective, though. I was right when I thought that water was something ghosts didn't like. Or was it vampires I thought didn't like water? It was one of them, but ghosts don't like it anyway. It can trap them, apparently, because of a glitch. What does he want to do? Play hopscotch. You're a bit old for hopscotch. Well, his girlfriend's about a hopscotchy age. Maybe, you know, he wants to go play hopscotch with her. It's the only activity they can share, really. It's all she ever talks about. They've got a lot less in common since he graduated from primary school. Well, he's got a lot of time left as a teenager now. So he should be able to fit in plenty of stuff. Dad, stop cleaning the bath. I'm trying to urinate. Oh, sorry, son. Let me sneak out of the room. I predicted it. I called it. He sneaked. He always sneaks. It's not a surprise, really. Okay. No, that's not his bed. Bert needs a snooze. Where's Bentley? Oh, trampolining. Just the family hobby, really. They're descended from a long line of circus trampoline artists. They're not actually. They're descended from... Well, you've seen who they're descended from. Unless Bomb Schmooze's parents were, like, trapeze artists. I don't think they were, though. I think I said his parents were like a Dingo and Rolf Harris or something. So, yeah. Unless Rolf Harris has ever been some kind of circus trampolinist. He might have been. I don't know. Actually, I have heard that Rolf Harris was recently, like, called in for police questioning. So, by the time people are watching this, it's probably been a few weeks. The results of that are probably out, so my jokes about him could be in very poor taste if he's done anything particularly nasty. But, hopefully he hasn't. I mean, that would just be devastating. Rolf Harris is like a childhood hero. But, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. He could be out by now already. I don't know. Like, it could have been nothing. I actually have no idea of any of the details. Just my mom told me the other day that, yeah, Rolf Harris was in for questioning. Of course, if he hadn't done anything and they just let him go, then you future people probably know even less about it than I do, because it probably hasn't been in the news at all. Right. Anyway, back to Sims stuff. I'm just gardening this, making these graves look nicer. Which dirt did I use? Light or dark? I think I used dark dirt. Yeah, that's the one. That's the stuff. Good, nice dark bit of dirt there. Keep the graves looking fresh. This graveyard is going to expand and take up the entire lot before too long. It's a good thing I'm nearing the end of the legacy, because, you know, that day is coming. The graveyard starts to eat into the house. I end up with graves in the gym. They eventually... Oh no, there's another one. These gnomes are dropping like flies. Starla. Oh. Bye, Starla. I can't be arsed spraying the ground again. Sorry, Starla, missed your chance. I'll get you in the next one. Are there any new ones coming in? No. Still the same old ones. I think we might be running into a gnome shortage. I don't think they're reproducing anymore. Their bloodline is dying off. They were the real stars of this legacy challenge, the gnome family. That's who everyone wanted to see, I think. Yeah, you thought the schmoozes were kind of interesting, but I mean, those little pointy-hatted guys with the beards running around the garden, they're the real stars. Doing their crazy things. I'm always on the lookout for a new one. That one, what's his name? Chip. Chip looks like an old gnome with like grey hair, but he's dressed like a goth. I don't know what age he is. I thought the like gothy gnomes had black hair and were young, like teenagers. I also thought gnomes were meant to live for like 100 years or something. These ones aren't lasting more than a few days. Well, probably around 50 days, but that's not even 1 year. Although I suppose humans are meant to live more than like 100 days as well. If everyone had Sims-like lifespans, I don't think any of us would make it to learning to walk. Never mind talk. I don't think babies can walk in their first 100 days. That would be in the first 3 months. No. I'm pretty sure they couldn't. That being said, I've no idea. Maybe some of them can. Maybe there's kids tap dancing at that age. Like those weird pageant-y kids. They're just creepy. It's just a strange idea. Parade kids about on stage and see who has the best one. It's kind of like what people do with dogs. It's like they think of their children as like pets or something. And even the dog one is just like an extension of a fashion show. So it's like they think of their dogs as clothes. And even a fashion show is an extension of, you know, it's a really fancy version of a trip to a clothes shop. So, you know, where you can't buy anything, just window shopping. So, you know, it's basically like they think their kids are just things in the window of Marks and Spencer's and they can just walk past while they're in town, look in and say, oh, look at that child. I think he's better than that one. And then even window shopping is just an extension of, I don't know. What's window shopping an extension of? Thinking about things. Thinking about what you'd like to buy. So what it all comes down to basically is that children's pageants are imaginary. by my train of impeccable logic there. Because they are the exact same as something you think about, which is something you imagine. Should have done philosophy. That's my field. Forget this computer malarkey. Actually, I found it really weird that a couple of months ago, when the American presidential election was going on, there was a big deal over Joe Biden using the word malarkey because nobody knew what it was. It's like, really? I thought... And then, you know, it came out, oh, it's like an Irish word. I don't even think it's an Irish word. I just think... Like, people don't say it that often over here. It's just something I associate with Americans saying more than anything. Like, old Americans. Maybe it's what Irish people used to say back when, you know, the Irish American people who live in America now used to live here. Ones who emigrated back during the famine. They're all, like, dead by now, obviously. I don't think we have any famine survivors left. It was in, like, the 1800s, so they'd have to be pretty old. I'm pretty sure it was like the mid-1800s as well, rather than the late 1800s. But, if there were any... I wonder actually, at the time, like after... In the years after the famine happened, did people, you know... Well, not immediately after, obviously, because everyone who was in Ireland would have just been through the famine. But the grandchildren of, like, famine survivors... have like Famine Survivors Day parades or anything. You know, make an event of it out of celebrating them. I presume if they did, it would be in a history book or something, and I've never read anything about it. I guess it's kind of glossed over once it's over and done with. I mean, maybe that's just because of secondary school history. They don't go into any detail, but it's just like, the famine happened between these years. And then this stuff happened in the years after. The other stuff that happened was mostly people tried to start rebellions, kick the English out, that kind of thing. Took them a few tries. But, well, they never gave up. You've got to give them that much. Yeah. And that's pretty much the story of how Ireland got its independence. The famine happened, then there were a load of rebellions, and then bam, independence. That's how you do it. They love these fish. I've just noticed there's a gap at the top of the fish tank. I'm not sure if it's a gap through the wall. Oh no, it's just a bit of air on top of the water. I was just hoping it's not a gap through the wall where a draft has been getting in all this time. Field trip to the theatre. Yeah. Yeah, you can go to the theatre. You made any friends? No friends? Come on, Bruce. You've got to meet some friends. You don't want to be Bruisey no mates. Oh, there's Bruisey no mates, they'll say. Oh, the dance is tonight as well. And he's got homework. This is too much pressure. Which to do? Dance or homework? Dance or homework? I'll send him to the dance. He can make up his homework another time. If vampires don't like UV light, why is Bert so intent on wandering outside at every given opportunity? He just is incapable of staying indoors. I think vampires love UV light. I think they're bloody crazy about it. They love getting a tan. It's just what they do. They like to go out and have a tan. Burn themselves to a crisp. They can tan really fast because of the whole vampire thing. Black as coal in, like, 20 minutes. I get to prom. Come on. You're not going in your underpants. Okay, that's an alright suit. It's a little bit weird. I don't like the tan colour. Or is it meant to be gold? That would be even worse. That'd be like one of his great grandfathers. Whichever one it was that I had in the piano key tie. I actually can't remember his name. The one who was Banana's brother. It's weird that I remember his brother's name and not his. Five Gnomes. Is there a new one? Nope. Oh, what were they called? Bismarck. That was him. Oh, he's not happy at the dance. Prom King. Oh wow, that's worked out well for him. Will that get him a girlfriend? A proper one. Okay, he got a photograph. Is it a photograph of a girl? No, it's a photo of him probably. Chet has been getting bronze punched. Okay. Okay, he's found himself a boyfriend. But I can't adopt children as part of the legacy challenge. Got caught checking out someone else's date. I think this is because Chet is the only other kid in his school as well. I don't think there are any girls in the school. Oh. Come on, Bruce. You got another prom picture. Wow. Does he actually get two or what? Okay, school dance has ended. Brilliant. Get home, Bruce. I'm sorry about Chet, but he has no ovaries, so we're going to... There's a woman. Who is she? Where's she gone? Oh, she's in the taxi. How do I get her name? See where the taxi goes. It'll be easier if I zoom out. Then he can call round to her house and ask her out. Okay, here it goes. Here it goes. I'm not sure what's down this direction. Oh, these houses. This doesn't lead to that bridge, does it? Oh, I think that's stopped. Okay, there she is. Audra Lavelle. Audra Lavelle, welcome to the family. You just don't know it yet. Get a taxi out there and introduce yourself. Might end up in jail for this. Well, not in jail. He'll just end up being brought home. Violating curfew. How do I get rid of Chet now? Chet Wang. That's a very Asian looking name for such an African looking guy. I suppose one of his parents might be Asian. Okay, yeah. Moan. Give out to me. Yeah, whatever. Go on. Grounded? Come on, you can't ground him. I'm in charge in this house. I'm your god. I decide who gets grounded. Oh, school's going to be rough tomorrow as well, because he's not going to have any homework done. It's okay. He doesn't need a long-term career. He just needs one long enough for him to have a baby, so, you know, this challenge ends. Bentley just napping on top of his covers. Come on, that's not how beds work, Bentley. And you know it.